and we're turning up the volume of voices of women who are doing the most. And I like to say the most in a good way in our community. Their impact is felt. And we're going to hear their stories on why they decided to do what they do, how they've come together, what have they found the most difficult things to be, the challenges, and of course the victories, and what they want to see happen with their organizations, right? So today we're spotlighting some powerhouse women, and I want them to introduce themselves, give you the name of their organization and what they do in the community, and then we're going to get into the really good stuff. All right, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us on. Happy Women's History Month.
Thank you.
I am Lauren Brazile, the founder of We Grow LA, We Grow Inglewood, and now We Grow Long Beach. And we are all the way into fighting food insecurity, educating the youth and entrepreneurs, and creating safe spaces, putting paint where it ain't. And it has been an amazing journey just learning more about our communities and how to show up and how to serve. So we currently invite everybody listening. We invite y'all to our grocery giveaways. We feed hundreds of families at no cost every week, from the Sloss and Swap meet to West Adams, like I said, Inglewood and Long Beach. And we post everything on social media, very interactive with the community. We always are welcoming volunteers and new faces and people that need safe spaces. Sometimes you come to serve and you end up being served. And so being able to kind of see that evolution happen of just community taking care of each other. And it's been a blessing to, be a part of that and to cultivate something. So you'll find us every Friday at the Sauce and Swap meet, every other Thursday with Heather Hutt and Pastor Eddie over at McCarty Church. And we just started distributing at Church One in Long Beach. And then in Inglewood, we are with the Child Development Center and New Life Center.
Okay, very good,
Yep.
very good, very good.
Awesome. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. It is such a pleasure to just be here with all these beautiful women. I am Rocsii Wooley, founder and CEO of The Source LA. And again, just so incredibly, thankful and happy to be here. So The Source LA is a communal organization that provides jobs, housing, youth resources, just pretty much wherever you're at in life, we want to assist you. We also serve the reentry population from, as soon as they hit the gate. We want to make sure that they have what they need when they come home. And, I've just been really passionate about being able to help those that need it, wherever they're at in life. As a, formerly single homeless mother, I faced a lot of adversity in LA. It was very difficult to find resources. And I was like, everyone's on social media. Let me make it easy for everyone. And so that's really kind of how we got started. And it kind of developed into something so much more bigger, right? Mm-hmm. And just like Lauren said, she's doing her food distributions. These are the things that we want to put out to let the community know it's here, it's available. And we're just continuing to want to, partner with other organizations, spread the word. I think that there's so many amazing people out here doing the work, and we just don't know that you're there, right? It's so many resources. I think we've partnered now with over 500 organizations, and we're still looking to partner because there's just so much happening in the city. And I feel like some people are just one resource away from a different life, right?
Absolutely.
And so, we're passionate about trying to get as many people hired. We've hired over 10,000 people. We've supported over 600 people out of incarceration. We have housed, I think, a little over 500 families. And we just want to continue to, we want to feed people. We want to continue to grow. The goal is to just kind of travel with this. We are the source in LA, but we want to be the source in Dallas. We want to be the source in Atlanta. We want to travel and do this and just continue to uplift our, our community members. And so, again, super happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Who's up next?
Hi, and happy Women's History Month to all the beautiful ladies here. And thank you, Adair, for having me here. I'm Ronni Savage, and I'm with the Women of Concerned Professionals. And what we do is we bring awareness to equity and inclusion through our 4 pillars, which are community service, women's health, education through sports, and sustainability. Those are our 4 core pillars. Also in our sports, we want to empower women to know that they can do whatever they need to do in the sports arena and not be afraid to jump in where they have been told that they don't belong. Because we know that women's sports is the fastest growing segment of sports right now. So I'm so happy to be here and looking forward to telling you more about our organization because we started through domestic violence.
Oh, wow. Well, we can't wait to hear more. Very last one before we have to take our break.
Well, good morning, everybody, and good morning to all the beautiful ladies here on the panel, and happy Women's History Month. My name is Angelique Johnson, and I run a program that is called Par for All. And what Par for All does is we invite non-traditional sports to minority children or just people at risk. And we also, it's 3 pillars. We have a sports pillar where we offer cycling, we offer lacrosse, lawn bowling, a lot of scholarships that are out there that people are just not getting. Our 3rd pillar is our civics or our government. And our role is to help children with in civics, knowing the government. And then our last one is entertainment. We also want to help children get into the entertainment world. This is all motivated by my mentor, Miss Maggie Hathaway, and that's why it is called Par for All.
In our earlier break, we were talking with Angelique Johnson from Par for All, and her mission with all of these ladies, though I talked to them, I mean, they're busy. And they're always doing something. And they have the heart to serve. How does that come together is the question. But Angelique, you and getting folks out on these links, especially women, talk to us a little bit about that as far as getting women into golf now.
Well, that is my passion. You hit a nerve here. One of the things that I love about golf and why I like women to get involved in golf is really more so the nature and the being able to be quiet. You know, we never really get that time. It doesn't have to be on an 18 holes. It could be on a little par 3. Maggie's just open. You walk down there, you pay $10, you free your mind, and then you can come back and you can deal with the world. What I also like about golf for women is, like on Fridays, especially in spring and summer, the boss of the company, he's taking everybody out to golf. Around 12 o'clock, he's got it all scheduled. And guess what? If you are not on that list, you're being left out. When it comes time for companies to make cuts or decisions, guess what? They're going to keep the people who played golf with them. They're not going to get rid of that person.
Yeah, because that's going to mess up their group.
So for 4 hours on 4 or 5 hours on a Friday, boss is going to treat you to drinks. He's going to treat you to food. You're going to have laughter. And the main key thing is you're going to get to know about your colleagues. Golf is the best sport ever to learn about a person.
Or you people, learn period.
You learn if they cheat. You learn if they're honest. You learn about I have played golf from elite dignitaries to drug dealers. That's just the span of people who love this game, you know? And for women, it is very important because a lot of the deals, all the old guys, they're at the golf courses and you're not there. So
they say the deals are made on the golf course. You know, that's where the deals and the money folks talk together. But what they really do need to understand before you get out there, you're like, oh, I'm going out there. I'm going out there. There's some etiquette. That will get you, if you don't know the etiquette, will get you run off the course.
Well, you know, my first thing that I teach when I teach a golf lesson to my students are the etiquette of the game of golf. When you get a golf rule book from the USGA, the United States Golf Association, the first portion of that book is the etiquette. It is a way to act. You got to remember, golf was invented for kings and queens. Well, nobody out there cutting up and doing all the stuff we see them out there doing. Golf was a game for kings and queens. It was about leisure time. You had all day to do it. And that's why women have got to get involved in this game because, you know, we bring etiquette because we're women. We bring a softness to us. I mean, we could bring that edge, but we bring soft. Men's attitudes change when there's a woman on the other side of the cart, let me tell you. His attitude will definitely change. And a lot of times, ladies, for my ladies who are out there and you don't play golf, but your significant other plays golf, I would suggest that you play golf. I really would. If you just sit in the cart on the other side and just keep company, and I like to say this too about women learning to play golf. If you take a golf clinic somewhere, learn about the game. If you never ever pick up a club, you'll know about the game. So if you get into a situation that people are talking about the game of golf, you will be able to communicate. And they're going to leave that conversation saying, wow, what an intelligent lady I just met. They knew all about golf. They knew all the nuances about the game. I'm going to tell a quick story real quick. So when I first started playing golf, everybody asked me, now this because I had what was called ghetto golf, everybody asked me, they said, well, what's your handicap now you playing golf? Well, I'm so crazy, I didn't really know. I told them, my handicap was a 9. Not knowing if you had a 9 handicap, you was like the bomb. Well, in essence, my handicap at that time, I just started playing golf, was probably like a 24, And so that's why it's important to really get good golf information.
One of the things I think, for what I've seen too, is when you're out there, you meet so many different people that are doing so many things in the community.
Yes.
And you're really able to kind of figure out where needs are too.
Yes.
Because people share with you like, I'm working with this or doing with that. Is that how you were able? Because you've been, you're off the course as well. You're in the politics, you're into the community. How has that been able to work your journey with that?
Well, golf is always a key. Mm-hmm. It's the conduit that makes it go. Just knowing I'm a Black female golfer in any room, anywhere in the world. So, I just want more people to get involved in this game. You don't have, I'm going to say this. My mentor is Maggie Hathaway, as everybody knows. And Maggie's Hathaway's theory was always, on Thursday, we always go get a Sentinel. Because it comes out on Thursday and you get to see what's going on with your community and what's happening. And back in those days, who got married, the debutantes, everything was in the Sentinel, And that's where we've kind of lost our community. And that's where I would like to see us get back to. Look, the best people, the way they raise money in golf is through charities. How do those charities get together for an event? They co-partner with each other.
Yeah.
If I get 2 from you, 5 from you, 10 from you, 12 from you, it piles up.
Yeah.
And we've got to stop being an island. Look, I'm an old woman. I finally learned I got to partner up with some people, okay? Just because I'm so used to always focusing, especially as a Black woman, we always focus on trying to solve the problem. We got to do. We can't do it.
Not
We
by
need
yourself. You need each other.
This young lady's got the source. We need to be trying to resource her. Lauren's got food. We need to be trying to help people feed. This young lady's got some referees. It's a little girl on somebody's street who need to be a referee. Let's
Absolutely.
talk. Let's meet.
Absolutely.
So that's my skill.
I love it. Miss Ronni, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
I love Miss Ronni. Ronni, you are a referee to all degrees. You referee basketball, football, everything.
Flag football.
Yeah.
And flag football is really taking off because, the Olympics is coming in 2028 and it's going to be an Olympic sport.
I know.
Boys and girls. But girls flag football, I'm telling you, is so exciting. I've been doing it.
I've had some of them in here talking about what they're doing with it. Yeah.
It is amazing. But I started refereeing actually almost by accident. I was the only female coach in the Inglewood YMCA when my son was growing up back in the day. I started refereeing coaching when he was about 7. And I coached for 10 years. As he went up, I went up. And I became assistant coach when he was in high school. Then when I was getting ready to get out of basketball, because I had coached and I was done, one of my godbrothers said, no, it's time for you to referee. I said, I don't want to referee. People scream at you. He's like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So I started refereeing in the 95-96 season. I was still in grad school, and I was doing my degree in sports management. So
now, with all this that you're doing, how are you managing all of this? How are you, each of you, all of you have to have a servant's heart to want to live your own lives and be able to do everything that you do.
But that's the beauty of it, because you wouldn't do it unless it was your passion, your heart, and you would do it for free. I mean, these are the things that I would do for free. So I have a calendar.
Keep that calendar.
My calendar gets pretty tight during the season, but yeah.
With everything that was happening in our world, COVID came and, everyone's trying to bunker down and get everybody together. But this young lady, this is where I saw you thrive, Rocsii. You, while everyone's trying to shut down, you're making sure that everybody was okay. Posting information, getting things out. What in you made you say, let me think about my community too?
Well, I couldn't find toilet paper. I'm going to be honest.
So you put out the call, where's the toilet paper?
Listen, I couldn't find toilet paper. I couldn't find water. It had got a little bit ridiculous. And so I think it came from what are we doing? Why are we panicking like this? But then, women with children were having issues, right? Because they needed formula and things like that. And so I put out a bat signal, like, where can I find this? And, people started putting in requests. And then it kind of like blew up from there, and we started finding all type of stuff, formula, just different things. They were running out of rice, beans. And so, and then I partnered with a couple of grocery stores to actually, let me know when their drops would come in. And so we would post it. So that's really how it started.
Wow.
Yeah.
We speak of the servant's heart and we wonder where that come from. We know, of course, God puts that in us.
Absolutely.
But we also have people that we've seen, our family. Lauren, did you have those people in your life that you saw the commitment they have to community?
Of course. So before starting We Grow LA, I was actually able to work at the LA Sentinel newspaper in Taste of Soul. And this isn't something, I don't believe in writing coattails. So I don't really say this often, but Danny Bakewell and Pam Bakewell are my aunt and uncle. And it was truly a blessing to be able to go into the space and really learn from the ground up. And these are obviously pillars in our family, my aunt and uncle, but they also introduced service to us at a very early age, right? So I remember being 5 years old and handing out granola bars at the AIDS walk. And I remember, I don't know if this is gonna sound familiar to anybody, but Sabria's Castle of Fun, way back in the day, used to do marathons and raise money for kids with leukemia and things like that. So these are things that I just grew up, you go to school during the week and then on the weekend, it's okay, get up. It's like you already know what you have to do. You got to go serve. And it never felt like a chore. It always felt like something beautiful and amazing to me ever since I was a child. And, you work these jobs and you get your check. And for a lot of people, that is truly satisfying. And I just noticed, okay, better job, more money, okay, more opportunity. But it was still I just kept being called back to service. And so working at the Sentinel and Taste of Soul, even though I started off at the front desk and then I started doing accounting and then I started being a project manager for Taste of Soul.
Your aunt and uncle made sure you got the
whole thing.
You're going to work.
Right. And so the really cool part was they take care of business. We take care of business, all Black business, family owned. And there were no, shortcuts to success. And being able to learn that from the ground up was amazing. But even beyond that, service is just built in.
Yeah.
If you're an all Black family owned company, I'm sure service is just an element. It's just a part of the nature of the company. And so, like Miss Angelique was saying, all of the stories, you're on the front line of finding out about everything good and bad happening in LA. And it was just so many opportunities for service to where now I'm leaving work and I want to go help these people do this. I want to help those people do that. And then it turned into, hey, maybe I need more time than just the nights and the weekends. Maybe this is really something I turn into a full-time thing, which was so scary. But having all of that background and seeing how important service was and that being ingrained since I was a kid, I knew it's a big risk that does not come with the paycheck. But I know that that's where my heart will be satisfied and where I will feel the most purposeful. And that's really how it's happened. It's been so fun.
We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, these ladies range from a vast range of ages here. And I want to talk to them how each of them deal with challenges. With you guys being so young, I'm not trying to call you.
I got gray hair.
I know, but I'm just saying, what is it like to go in a place and they're like, oh, they push you aside or whatever. Or they think maybe move out the way. We got the young. We're going to talk about some of the challenges of being women that are making the impact our community. They all have a heart to serve. And I love that they're telling the stories back when they were kids and they were doing all this work. All of you are reminiscing about the work that you did. And they're like, we did it for free. But it's another generation. You can't get them to do anything for free.
This is true.
Tell me about, I spoke about just the vast range when a young woman goes in and, sometimes you have to be the one to make these big decisions that impact a lot of people. What are the challenges you see? Do they take you as seriously as they do with someone else? And if not, how do you handle that? How do you handle it with grace and still get it done? Rocsii, Rocsie's like,
Well, I've experienced that a lot, you know, coming into spaces newly, right? And not really getting the support. off top.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say being left out, but not really being invited to the table. And so that's really why I created the Source LA, because I wanted to create my own table and then kind of show them this is what you're supposed to do. You need to invite people in. I've learned that collaboration will take you a lot further than anything. I don't know everything. I'm not an expert in everything. And I also feel like, you know, I'm a forever student. I can always be taught something and vice versa, right? I can always be teaching. And so, you know, I think initially when I first came onto the scene, people were like, who's that? What is she doing? What is she about? What does she want? And then I think now it's like, okay, let's tap in with the Source and see how we can collaborate. Again, initially it wasn't really like that. And, you know, it was hard. I feel like we can all attest to this, especially you, Lauren. When you're trying to build something of your own and not really getting that support, it can be a little bit difficult. And that's really where I come from. Like, I'm going to highlight the organizations in the community. Not only do you need these resources, but they're doing the work and they're working hard, you know, and I feel like a lot of collaborations have come from the Source and I take pride on that, right? Like, hey, let's support we were just talking, me and Lauren were just talking and I'm like, have you been fundraising on social media? She's like, no. I'm like, why? You need to be fundraising, you know, because she's doing a lot of things out of pocket. She's not getting funded all the time. The Source LA would love to do that. Yeah. Let's give We Grow some money, you know? And so
we love the Source LA.
That's how it works. You know, Angelique, when you're out and you're meeting the generations that are coming in, introducing them to golf. How are they taken? Do they understand the value of getting out there and understanding the sport? I took it up a long time ago. They tell you if you either go love it or you just hate it. I'm sort of in the middle. But how are people accepting that? Do they understand the value of it? That it's more than just a game?
Well, I think the new generation of golfers, especially I'd say pre-COVID, golf is a vibe now.
Oh,
you know? We got the soft life, we got the golf life, we got the party life, we got my life.
Instagram. They got to do Instagram.
You know, they cuter than they want to be, but they hit the ball left all day. You know, but she look good. Now, she's real cute.
She got that new outfit.
Right, she got that new outfit, but she can't hit the side of a bar. But she look cute. So, you know, it's gotten kind of vibey.
Yeah.
So what I do love is a lot of my junior golfers that I've trained are in their 40s now. So they know the difference in that vibe golf and real golf. So when you see them, they're doing traditional golf because they know, Coach Angie, we don't play the vibe stuff. We play, it's a sport. Let's go perform. Let's do that. So I understand, but it's just been a vibe. And so I come in, I'm the old lady with, you know, hey, this is how it's really supposed to go. So they're accepting because you know what? What I found with messing with the younger kids, I like them.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I was.
Yeah.
That's really honest. I had my 123-year-old, I was good. Okay, I don't want no more. But, you know, I really enjoyed their ideas. I mean, I just been
We all can learn from each other. We have to welcome each other.
I really have. I love
Everybody
it.
can learn. You know, there's wisdom there. There's new ideas. And that's the reason why I really wanted to get this circle to be as diverse as it is, for you guys to meet each other and know that you're all doing things in the community and that you're all making impact in your own way. All right. We're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, I want to talk about the victories, the things that you're doing that are really making an impact and really causing people to say, hey, like Rocsii said, who is that again? What is she doing? Earlier break, we were talking with Angelique Johnson from Par for All and her mission with all of these ladies, though. I talked to them. I mean, they're busy, and they're always doing something. And they have the heart to serve. How does that come together is the question. But Angelique, you and getting folks out on these links, especially women, talk to us a little bit about that as far as getting women into golf now.
Well, that is my passion. You hit a nerve here. One of the things that I love about golf and why I like women to get involved in golf is really more so the nature and the being able to be quiet. You know, we never really get that time. It doesn't have to be on an 18 holes. It could be on a little par 3. Maggie's just open. You walk down there, you pay $10, you free your mind, and then you can come back and you can deal with the world. What I also like about golf for women is, like on Fridays, especially in spring and summer, the boss of the company, he's taking everybody out to golf. Around 12 o'clock, he's got it all scheduled. And guess what? If you are not on that list, you're being left out. When it comes time for companies to make cuts or decisions, guess what? They're going to keep the people who played golf with them. They're not going to get rid of that person.
Yeah, because that's going to mess up their group.
So for 4 hours on 4 or 5 hours on a Friday, boss is going to treat you to drinks. He's going to treat you to food. You're going to have laughter. And the main key thing is you're going to get to know about your colleagues. Golf is the best sport ever to learn about a person.
Or
you
people,
learn if
period.
They,
Yeah.
people, period. You learn if they cheat. You learn if they're honest. You learn about I have played golf from elite dignitaries to drug dealers. That's just the span of people who love this game, you know? And for women, it is very important because a lot of the deals, all the old guys, they're at the golf courses and you're not there. So
Well, they say the deals are made on the golf course. You know, that's where the deals and the money folks talk together. But what they really do need to understand before you get out there and you're like, oh, I'm going out there. I'm going out there. There's some etiquette. That will get you, if you don't know the etiquette, will get you run off the course.
Well, you know, my first thing that I teach when I teach a golf lesson to my students are the etiquette of the game of golf. When you get a golf rule book from the USGA, the United States Golf Association, the first portion of that book is the etiquette. It is a way to act. You got to remember, golf was invented for kings and queens. When nobody out there cutting up and doing all the stuff we see them out there doing. Golf was a game for kings and queens. It was about leisure time. You had all day to do it. And that's why women have got to get involved in this game because, you know, we bring etiquette because we're women. We bring a softness to us. I mean, we could bring that edge, but we bring soft. Men's attitudes change when there's a woman on the other side of the cart, let me tell you. His attitude will definitely change. And a lot of times, ladies, for my ladies who are out there and you don't play golf, but your significant other plays golf, I would suggest that you play golf. I really would. If you just sit in the cart on the other side and just keep company,